to Sam's Kitchen. Today we are going to be making spaghetti bolognese, and I'm going to show you the base of a meat-based sauce that you can use for spaghetti bolognese, lasagna, chili, any of those dishes. So we're going to be using some of the onion that we chopped up in my last video along with the garlic, and let's get going. You're going to need the garlic that we chopped up in our skills video. You're going to need the onion that we diced in my other skills video. Some tomato puree. I love adding that to the sauce, it adds quite a lot of depth. I've got some Italian seasoning here, some herbs, some tinned tomatoes, salt and pepper, and then we've got some minced beef. So I'm going to make this in a pan. I've got some water ready to go on for the spaghetti here, but I've got a tiny bit of oil in my pan ready to go. You can use sunflower oil, vegetable oil, or olive oil is always better, much more healthier for you. The first thing we're going to do is add in our onions that we diced in my last video. I'm going to add about half of that onion, so it would be about a quarter. Pop that in, and you're gently going to fry those off. You don't want them to burn, that's not what you're looking for. So you want a medium heat while you cook these, and you're going to let them just get going, and hopefully you want them to go a little translucent, which means see-through. You'll see them starting to turn, okay? So pop your onions in first. You can see they are starting to turn, so what we're going to do now is add the garlic in. I don't ever put the garlic in at the beginning because it will burn straight away. So pop your garlic in, give that a little bit of time to sort of cook through with the onions, and then what we're going to do is add our minced beef. So we've got our onions and garlic cooking away, and what we're going to do now is add in our minced beef. I'm only going to add half of this. This is about 250 grams of minced beef. So you pop it in. They come in these vacuum packs now, so you're going to need to kind of mush it down and get it broken down into pieces rather than it being in big chunks. I'm going to cook that down. As you can see, I'm trying to break the lumps and break it into smaller pieces so that it cooks evenly. What you're trying to do is get this to be browned off, okay? You can see it's turning brown on some of the parts, so you really want your meat brown before you add anything else. Okay, so we've got our meat in the pan. It's gone brown now, and what I'm now going to do is add some of this lovely chopped tomatoes. Tinned chopped tomatoes are really cheap, so always buy those in the supermarket. I'm going to add about half a tin, so it's about 200 grams. Pop that in. I'm going to add a super good squeeze of this tomato paste. This is concentrated, but I always add lots to my bolognese of this. It adds a real depth of flavour. So finish that off, add that in, and then I've got my Italian seasoning. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that in. You don't have to add that in if you don't want to. A little bit of salt, as always, flavouring, pinch of salt, and some good ground pepper. Okay, so we add all that in. You can smell this, it smells delicious. Lots of pepper. Okay, and then we give it a really good mix up, get it all incorporated, and you're then going to let it simmer for a little bit. And this is what it should look like. And you're just going to let that sit on the hob for about sort of 20 minutes, just cooking away nicely on a lowish heat to allow those flavours to infuse. And this could be the base of, as I said, bolognese sauce, but also a lasagna if you're into making that kind of thing. Okay, so it's really versatile sauce to start off with. So we've got our bolognese sauce just simmering away there, and I've got the water on here to bring to a boil to add our pasta in. This is just standard shop-bought pasta. I've gone with spaghetti, very thin. You can go with linguine or something if you prefer a thicker pasta, but we're going to wait for this to come to the boil, and then we're going to add this in. So my water's come to a boil, as you can see. Lift the lid off. I've got a portion of pasta here, and I'm just going to drop it in, and we're going to get that cooking ready for our bolognese. So I'm just going to check that our spaghetti's done. It's been boiling for about 10 minutes here now. Try and do this safely, obviously, but take out a little bit of spaghetti. Let's see how we're doing. Best way to taste it, does it squeeze, does it break off in your fingers? Give it a little taste. Yep, not chewy at all, it's good to go. Let's get it drained. So we're ready to plate up our spaghetti bolognese. Our pasta has drained. Let's get that into the bowl. If you've got guests over, you can arrange it a bit better than I have here. Let's move that to one side. And then we've got our sauce here, as you can see. Look at that, all beautifully cooked down and rendered down. And we're going to put some spoonfuls of that on top of our bolognese. Smells delicious, really lovely. So there we have it, spaghetti bolognese, an easy midweek meal, easy to prepare, and as ever I'll put a link in my video for you for the ingredients that you need for the recipe along with the method, and as ever, like and subscribe, and I will upload a new video very soon. Thanks for watching.